Welcome to Atlantic Television Network Society Watch. This is a program where we ventilate societal issues, give them aggregate attention with a view to provide solutions that will benefit humanity. And there are numbers of issues to look at today, but we are going to start from Imo State. Pastor jailed at 8 years for raping member's wife. From Ogun State, the government charges job seekers 10,000 naira application fee. On end bad governance in Nigerian protests, look beyond present temporary pains. That's from Tinubu. Still on end bad governance in Nigeria protests, Tinubu aimed not to worsen Nigerians' hardship. That's from federal government. On education, TRC and be more shortage of teachers. These are the issues we'll be looking at today. And remember that you can join us on all our media platforms, Facebook and YouTube, Atlantic Television Network, Instagram and TikTok, Atlantic TV Network 1, X, Atlantic TV Net. You can also watch us live on our website, atlanticnetwork.tv. When we return from the show to break, I will introduce my guest for today's show. Do stay with us.
From the line across the ocean to the land beyond the mountains, through the Sahara, we bring on-the-spot news, live analysis, expert discussions on trending stories in politics, business, socio-economy, sports, and documentaries. So catch all the updates on the happenings around the globe. Stay focused on the fact today. Only on ATN.
Welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is Society Watch on Atlantic Television Network. And joining me this afternoon in this conversation is a lecturer in Information Management Technology, Captain Elechi Amadi Polytechnic. I'm talking about Dr. Emmanuel Weke. It's beautiful to have you in the studio this afternoon.
Good afternoon. Yeah,
amazing. All right, let's look at the first story for today from Imo State. Justice T.N. Nziaoku of the Imo State High Court sentenced Pastor Desmond Eke to 8 years in prison for raping a church member's wife. Eke, founder of Deliverance Ministry of the Good Shepherd, administered a stupefying substance to the victim before assaulting her. he forcefully claimed his semen was holy and would deliver her from a marine spirit. The court convicted AKA of breaching trust and rape, but acquitted him on causing injuries during the rape. This case, reported by the civil society organization Orumbe, is the first under the Violence Against Person Prohibition Act in the state. Orumbe's convener's majority he praised the convention as a deterrent against such crimes. A pastor, Dr. Weke, a pastor, a carnal knowledge with a member's wife, and according to him, that his semen is enough, is holy as per se, to deliver her. And the church name is Good Deliverance Shepherd Ministry. So it's now is semen that is good for deliverance. Like, what is going on here? I don't know where to come from. Or I think you should say something about it.
Thank you. There is not people go under the cloak of names of reputations, such as bearing pastors or other societally respected names. That doesn't mean that they had trainings for those kind of things. The story says that the woman was induced, like he applied a substance, to get the woman done and all. So, maybe probably, but at which point would have he come up with the story of his semen being holy? Is it that the woman was also deceived into the act before he applied the on her? Okay, after he was caught.
They asked him why he carried such acts, and he said his semen is holy. And of course, for the woman to even go in the first place, maybe for deliverance.
There is no holy semen, no. They should not mind that man. There is no holy semen around here or in the world. But if he's actually a Christian, he would have known that no semen is holy.
He's holy.
Because this David, the psalmist, he said that in sin did my mother conceive me. You understand? So mommy and daddy's, mixture wouldn't be holy before the man of God would say in sin did his mother conceive him. So don't mind that man. Thank God the court has declared him a criminal. So why will you go to rape a member's wife? You can as well derobe after the church service and go out and fetch some, ladies for yourself, instead of not just raping a single lady, a member's wife. You understand? So I don't know, but that in the cloak of religion.
Okay, so of course he is quite. I mean, this is the dispensation where the Bible said it's not everyone that is calling upon the name of the Lord that is actually calling God's name. We know that. And carry out any crimes they want to.
No,
but what do you think about members?
No, we are not sin proof. I don't think Christians or any other believer understand this. You want to be sin proof is that we are not given to sin. Like if this man had said that he was lured into it, are you getting me? He was lost.
The man.
That's what I'm telling you now. If we cannot begin if he had come to say that I fell into the sin, the woman got so attracted to me, so I had to look for. I got myself. I saw myself talking to her, one thing led to the other. That one we cannot say that he's just being a human here. But that criminal content of it, where he has to use a substance, to induce a woman to sedative form, he has given the dimension of his being very active. Right? Having that members did not say that there is. This man is obviously is a hypocrite.
That's not what I mean.
Okay.
I didn't say members say that.
Okay.
That's from the pastor.
No, I know you were talking about
I'm
members
talking, yeah,
getting
where
into
I didn't complete before you called to me.
Okay.
So I said, what do you think about members, especially wives, mothers, going to see their man of God alone for counseling? What do you think about that?
So it's some of
even young ladies to
some
start
of
with.
them has premeditated thoughts too.
The women
of them might be dating the man of God. You might not know. So it's just that this man of God now is caught. We have not caught the man of God yet too. It doesn't mean that women of God are not dating men of God.
No, what I mean is, you know, there are tendencies that, I mean, you are having issues or maybe you're depressed, and instead of going to see a psychologist and you just want to, or maybe there's something that you want to pour out for your partner. The female, in particular females, what do you think about them going to get counseling alone without someone with them?
We have morals here that's why before even now I suspect all these people that say that they are pastors. They didn't go to any.
Is it all of them?
I'm coming. I'm not saying all of them or one of them. I'm just saying it because you cannot. If a married woman comes to tell you a problem, you ask, is your husband aware of it? That's the background culture that we have. You can't lend money to a married woman without the consent of the wife, if you are genuine. Consent of the husband? With consent of the husband. Do you understand? A married woman comes to you and says, I need 2,000, I need to borrow this from you. You have to say, is your husband aware of this? If the person is genuine, or maybe, yeah, that is so, because by the time you start, it will snowball, it will get into something else. In that case too, if you come to say that, I've not been able to, or I lack sexual urge with my husband, you ask, is your husband aware of it? But what will you go to tell a man of God now about your family, apart from saying that this is a very interesting, that you just leave your house and say, I'm going to see a pastor, I have problem. Doesn't pastor have problem? Except you are going to say that, I want pastor to pray for me. You understand?
Even to pray for, do you have to go alone? Knowing that the man of God is first a man before man of God. Hold on.
These men of God, do they pray? I thought it's generally in the church. Is there any closet? Is there any closed session?
There are, I mean, okay, there are times that you have to go for counseling.
Cases.
Exactly.
So, no, you don't wonder. Such cases that will require holy semen. You see, they've caught this one now.
Well, it's good that they've caught this one. I mean, members.
You will leave your husband's house and you are going to another man and say that you are having problem. You have solved it now. You have seen that the woman has marine problem and that the semen is capable of
the deliverance,
curing marine spirit.
Oh wow! This is just not funny, anyways. Even though we are laughing at over this. And then for people, it is high time you know God for yourself. I mean, and again, if you are going to see a man of God, whether you are married or not, it is advisable that you go with someone to avoid unnecessary stories, to avoid unforeseen circumstances. It is advisable that you go with someone. Don't take chances because you can never tell who is who. Remember, but before they were called, if really they were actually called, before they were the man of God, they are first of all human. Blood is flowing in their vein. So you can't take chances. All right, so that's a little advice from us. And our next story for today is from Ogun State. Government requires job applicants to pay a non-refundable fee of 10,000 naira for application forms to join its civil service. This was communicated in a memo signed by Permanent Secretary Jacob R.O. stating that applicants must obtain tellers from rooms A261 at the Civil Service Commission and submit their forms and credentials to the Director of Appointment and Transfer. This practice is not new. In 2021, applicants for fire service position were similarly required to pay 10,000 naira. Governor Dapo Biodun has approved recruitment for various petitions, and a written examination was conducted for candidates. Dr. Weke, First of all, for you to even carry your credentials, it means that you want to do something that you can have at least something in your pocket, right? But in a situation that they have a certain amount that a job seeker have to pay, where do you even get the money from to start with? Like, do you have to pay money to such amount to get form? Even if the form, yes, they will say we bought the papers, we printed it, do they have to make it 10,000? Isn't that too much for a job seeker?
I think the end bad governance protesters should add this one. You know, they should add this. It is Ogun State, right?
Ogun State, yeah.
The Governor Dakpo.
And it's not just starting now. It has been there since 2021.
They should flag him off for being a bad leader. You know, there is no other word for it. Like, the concept of employment starts from recruitment. Recruitment is a process of attracting a prospective employer and a prospective employee. First, have a tendency to attract them to apply. You are calling them, right, to apply. So if they apply, there are processes. The recruitment is part of it. Then you now have the sorting stage, the selection stage.
Yeah.
Right? So it is at the point that these persons even qualify. There are preliminary sortings. There are preliminary, selections. What if the person doesn't pass that preliminary section? There are other ways that people might, send application and it will seem free. Like if you open a portal, you ask people to send applications that they use their data, upload their information to that place. You are whatever ministry, whatever those people that they are talking about in that their state. Look at it, right, and see who in the preliminary superficial assessment who qualifies to even go before you now make the right. That is if you want to choose that route. Otherwise, after the preliminary assessment, you call for what you call aptitude test, where people can find with what they are applying for. So, but if it is not like that, and you are asking people to pay 10,000 in this time and age, where we have magical leadership, magicians in the seat of in the throne, you are asking people to pay 10,000, and then they will still pay transport to wherever they will do the screening, and there is no assurance that they will be refunded. You just seen it; they are not refundable. These are the people that we are saying that, how did they come to become governors? How did they become governors? What were they doing before they became governors? Or even councillors, local government chairmen, what were they doing? And
this is not even a guarantee that after paying this money, you're getting the job.
And why are you paying the money?
And how long
what
will you
is the
keep paying?
state doing? That if it also showed that they have killed everything. Why am I saying so? Is that by you are showing that you are not attractive, taking advantage of the situation in the land, which, do you understand, to kill the citizens. Because in some places, those days growing up, back from NYSC, some companies who went to do their aptitude tests and interviews, as you are coming, they'll give you an envelope, transport, right? Not even asking you, the applicant, prospective employee, to pay them money. What is the title of the money? It means you are not even, if it's a normal situation, you won't even apply because you will fear, will they be able to pay you salary?
Okay.
They don't even have the financial competence to process your preliminary inquiry, let alone application. Are you get what I'm saying? So this one is that NSAS, end bad governance protestants include, if you can hear me, include these people in your protests. But meanwhile, are you not part of them? Are you not in Nigeria? I'm saying it here now. Okay. This man said 10,000 naira for job. Please go protest, go to their gate, and then that citizens are aware of what he's doing. That's the story has gone to other Nigerians who are suffering. But meanwhile, Dr. Weke, they said this one started since 2021. Is there no way the people can say, even without this protest now,
that they are not going to pay this one. And I'm wondering if this has been since 2021.
Yeah.
Why is it just coming up now? Is it because of the end bad governance in Nigeria protest that is going on now?
People are beginning to, the supreme search of man is happiness and freedom. You can't oppress any human being forever. Because the search of man, people go to church for search of peace, happiness and freedom. That's why people, vow for religions. Now, it's time that our people are beginning to, find our heads above the waters. And I want to say that, let it continue. The fine line of these things happening is that in the next election, these unpatriotic politicians will be more careful. They will know that, you see all these things that are saying that it's politicians hijacking it, is a lie. They know the truth.
You think so? You think they will be more careful?
No, we are looking at a situation where before the election results will be announced, this kind of movement to process INEC, this INEC magic that they will say that they will use IREF. In the next 1 minute, they say if it to work in National Assembly, it might work in certain segment of the election. At some point, it will not work. They will explain. The citizens will ask them to explain. The citizens amongst us, amongst the citizens that are experts, will ask them to show them the server. They can fix it.
Okay.
I get what I'm saying. No, to get to that point, see, I understand they said they are IREF. Now I cannot work. Let's go to your server. We will fix it for you. So it will get to that point, so that these people will understand that they have beaten beyond they can chew. Like, what is it about? Why are they punishing Nigerians? That is the issue. You see this other uncle now, that is asking his brothers and sisters so that have not worked. Some of these people have not worked for 10 years to pay 10,000 to get a job. That he goes to Abuja to collect free money that he didn't work for every month. Are you get what I'm saying? And his brothers will now pay money to be employed. It's unfortunate. It's too bad. It's
we hope that the governor will review this particular, this stuff is not, according to Dr. Weke, it's not making sense. All right, the next story for today on bad governance in Nigeria. President Bola Tinubu urged Nigerians to be patient with his administration, acknowledging the hardship caused by the removal of the fuel subsidy and the floating of the naira. In an official video, Tinubu highlighted an unavoidable lag between those measures and his government's planned relief efforts. He assured that despite the current challenges, Nigeria is transitioning from darkness to dawn. Tinubu's emphasized commitment to affordable education and student loans, promising that no Nigerian students will have to abandon higher education due to financial constraints. This was his second address since the bad governance in Nigeria protest, which turned violence in some areas. Tinubu expressed confidence that his government's measures would resolve the economic crisis. Okay, the president is still dishing out speech. And he's saying that he's very much aware of the hardship that Nigerians are going through.
Ordinarily,
that we should be patient. How long are we going to be patient?
Ordinarily, in times like this, we would have thrilled the voice of William Templar Shakespeare, saying that on his lies the head that wears the crown. But now, we are not even seeing the unease. We are not seeing a president that has shown to be on ease, because from his last speech and this present one, you see that he has just continued to show that he can make a speech, right? And we also want to thank him for at least talking to Nigerians. Abi?
Okay.
At least he spoke on Monday, and he's able to speak again today.
He spoke on Sunday.
Sunday, and again, he spoke on, at least he's speaking. But what we want to tell Mr. President is that enough of his speaking. From that last speech to this next one, this one he just made, right? He should have started to take efforts. What I'm saying is that we are in this together. You understand? Governance and delayed.
Okay.
right? Is participatory leadership, democracy. What we are saying is that he has not done well so far. We are not saying that we would have done better. Nobody, but Mr. President, you have not done well. I'm a constitutional citizen, and I join fellow citizens of Nigeria to say that you have not done well. We had hoped that being a very experienced elder statesman, a former governor, and expected that you would have done better. How do I say so? One of the agitations of the protesters is that there should be reduction in pump price of petrol,
Yeah.
petroleum products. He didn't address that. We were thinking that, he said the petrol manufacturing or refining will take effect much. At some point, it was elongated another period. So if you come and tell us what the matter is, these are redundant, overstated issues. Why can't our refineries work? The other day, NNPC people, I was seeing it on TV, they are quarreling. Those big men in NNPC that used to wear those clothes that do like who are the people that pay them? We should stop paying these people. They are not working. Not working for us. Like this man will boldly come. Like 6 months, 1 year, you can't even work to get a modular refinery. You understand? As an appendage, as a subsidiary of an NPCL. And you come, the man was even talking with anger. The man was not ashamed. He very bold. You need to watch that clip. I felt bad for him. All these kind of things, the next moment they will come and tell us that people should be patient. Patience with hunger, patience with widespread unemployment. Companies are leaving because of frustration. We have talent that if you come here, this power issue can be resolved. We can even go alternative power source. It mustn't be, what do you call this one? The direct power source. Solar can be there, wind can be there. Nobody is talking about all those things. We are not even talking about agriculture. All these patients, he would have said, this is what I've done in agriculture. Are you get what I'm saying? Where are the ministers of agriculture?
He would have said,
does he have such ministers in this period?
You said he would have said.
No. Like, sincerely speaking.
No, I'm saying so because I remember that the first speech that Mr. President made, he actually said that he has dished out student loan scheme. He has done some construction. They are doing production. He would have said, he actually said, but Nigerians are not comfortable with that. So do you think if he has this time said that agricultural sector, he is doing something, that they will still...
He would not say, because they are beginning to see that Nigerians are wiser now. We are seeing now. Because he cannot say something. What is he doing now? He won't say that. He won't risk it. Because it will aggravate them. I'm sure why he came up with this second speech is the discomfort sense from the first one. How can you come and say he's doing something in agriculture? The agriculture is not Gary, is not tomato, it's not yam. If you buy a big tuber of yam 1.5, if EFCC might go after you.
1.5?
Where did you get it? Yes, you can't get a tuber of yam at 12. EFCC, where did you get this yam from? They will even ask. So what does it mean? He can't say that now. So what we are saying is that we have heard Mr. President should not do a third speech within this period. What he requires to do is to sit down, call the other big men. Are you with me? To come and sit down and say, look, we have disappointed these people. Can we start working? Can we now tell them what we want to do in the next 1 month before we take their next salary? Because we are the ones paying them. That it will be so bad of us. Like we continue to take salaries and we are not delivering. Are you getting what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Here? So that is the only speech allowable by the citizens from the president. Because these first and second speeches have angered us the more, the citizens. So it's very, I don't know, it's very unfortunate. It's so annoying that people go to work every day and they're not achieving anything. It's not good now. Like, now we have Minister of Agriculture. They have budgets there. I'm not saying that they should do everything. Can we even hear that federal government in conjunction with a particular state, counterpart funding, federal and state, we are doing this massive agriculture? Are you getting what I'm saying? and people, his media men are showing it on TV. Be patient. The people in these sizes who are expecting that this hectare of farm or whatever it is will feed in this category this number of persons within so and so period. Are you get what I'm saying here?
That is the only patient we want to hear and say.
Patience, Hannah. Nigeria is not a religious sector. Nigeria is not a church or mosque. Nigeria is a secular society. You should not all the spiritual conduct, because he's just saying not be patient. Patience is in the Bible. It's in the mosque. It's in the Quran. You understand? It's in the traditional African religion.
Okay.
Patience is a virtue. Do you understand?
Right.
But no, the leadership across the world has gone beyond religion and tradition to scientific measures. Do you understand? To practical, empirical, testable form.
Well,
do you understand what I mean?
I
So he should stop. He should no more. He should, instead of coming for speech, let him have a meeting with his cabinet.
Okay, we hope that Mr. President will do that. This is Society Watch on Atlantic Television Network. Break.
From the line across the ocean to the land beyond the mountains, through the Sahara, we bring all sport news, live analysis, expert discussions on trending stories in politics, business, socio-economy, sports, and documentaries. So catch all the updates on the happenings around the globe. Stay focused on the fact today. Only on ATN.
Welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is Society Watch on Atlantic Television Network. And the rest of our stories. The federal government clarified that President Tinubu's administration aims to correct poor policies and dysfunctional choices not to impose hardship on Nigerians. Minister of Information Mohammed Idris, during a briefing to the diplomatic community, emphasized that Tinubu is implementing reforms for sustainable growth and improved quality of life. Despite current challenges, the president abolished the costly fuel subsidy to redirect funds to critical sectors like healthcare, education, infrastructure, and security. The government has also designed comprehensive intervention programs to ease transitional pains. Idris addressed a nationwide protest affirming the government's respect for peaceful assembly and freedom of expression. However, he noted that some protests turned violent, leading to loss of lives and property damage. The government acted swiftly to restore order, instructing security forces to exercise restraint while responding decisively to criminality. An investigation into the violence is underway to prevent future incidents and hold perpetrators accountable. All right, the federal government said that the president, able President Bola Tinubu, did not come to increase hardship. Rather, he came to solve problems. And again, that the removal of fuel subsidy was to direct the fund to healthcare sector, education sector, and also security. But so far, the level of insecurity in Nigeria is becoming alarming. Educational sector, a lot of students is now as though education is not meant for the common man anymore. It's no longer the right of every citizen. And then talking about the healthcare sector, of course, we have seen so many states and communities decrying the poor state of the health sector and also the limited workforce, because of course you're very much aware that a lot of medical practitioners have moved outside Nigerians in order to seek for a greener pasture. So what do you think about what the federal government said? Their word, does it tally with what is going on right now in Nigeria?
The Honorable Minister knows that he will come back to say some more. He actually knows that he
always makes me laugh.
He has not exhausted all that he has to say. Because if what he said is the way it is, citizens wouldn't go to the street to start crying, you know. I saw somebody practically crying. I saw somebody nude. So it cannot, I don't know, but maybe they that are politicians, they know the extent they can go for them to say that this is a politically sponsored. I don't know what it is, political sponsorship. I don't know the color and shape. I don't know what it means. So they have the interpretation. They know when it is politically sponsored. Otherwise, if we look at things the way it is, education, when you talk about education, you are looking at the quality of the teachers.
Okay.
One, the quality of the teachers from primary to tertiary, right?
Mm-hmm.
The quality of the teachers. Quality of the teachers will mean is that the standards these teachers have been put to and to what extent they are measuring up to it.
Okay.
Then you now look at the welfare of these teachers. Those days you would see teachers having quotas, either in primary, secondary, or tertiary institution. You have the quotas. I don't know if such things still exist, but you know it's a minister that is giving us this thing. We have seen pictures of children sitting on bare floor, right? Sitting on bare floor. And if he must mention education, he must mention contemporary education, competitive education, education of the 21st century, education without cultural shock by the time you leave the shores of this country. That's the type of education it should be. Internationalized education. That's the type of education I should think Mr. Minister should talk about. But I'm afraid probably he's talking about another kind of education because we have different types of education. Are we improving on African traditional education system? Are we improving on our religious, call it Damejiri schools? He needs to, that's why I'm saying he will need to come back to explain. Because these days, you don't need, if you see schools using, what do you call it, chalk to write, you see people using marker. The time and age has gone beyond that.
Okay.
Are you with me?
Yeah,
talking
I'm with
about
you.
education. Then healthcare. Healthcare should be exemplified. Honorable ministers should visit our hospitals in Nigeria next time he's sick. President should not go for medical tour anymore, but in Nigeria, to show that our healthcare is taken care of. Are you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, if you are talking about, is it welfare of the citizens and security, we shouldn't be hearing that a citizen has been kidnapped for months, some years, and we can't trace it. Are you get what I'm saying? So there should be another time for him to come and talk to us. For now, we that are the observers, we that are expected to benefit the citizens, we are saying that we have not seen it, except he's saying that it is in badges. Like there are some persons that is now hooray in some states where they have hit the top notch. But for us here, we have not experienced any of this.
So he also said that apart from the health sector, the one you just explained now has to do with the fuel subsidy, the removal, which they said they channel the fund to these sectors in order to make it better. But though you are saying, or we haven't seen yet, we have not seen it yet, not just you. Nigerians haven't seen. And referring back to the discussion we had before we went on the short break, that the president said we should be patient with him. Do you think that the Minister of Information, Idris, is coming up to say this in order for Nigerians to really know that indeed the president is ready to fix things?
No, I think this particular minister, he has not, if he allows me to say it, before now he should have come up to say all the things that government has been doing. He's the chief spokesperson of government. We should have known, not in this time of protests, he should be a good information manager. We should have known this Darado, all these wonderful things that he and his principal and other members of the government has been doing, right?
Okay.
He should have come up to tell us all the things they've been doing. But for him to tell us now at this protest time, it appears suspicious. Because where has he been? You can hardly, those days you can know the names of, if you don't know the name of any minister at all, he shouldn't be Minister of Information. Because it's always there, the image laundry, propaganda, the management thereof, all of that, it's in the cubicle of the Minister of Information. But we're just seeing a bit of him right now. What I'm trying to say is that Mr. Minister should go back and come back another time to talk to us. He had a poor outing.
Do we have a better time?
Maybe if we are lucky, we will have another time after post-end government protest. He can come back and then reshuffle his doings, his activities, the goings on around his ministry. For now, we've not heard so much of what this government is doing. Like they said, they removed the fuel subsidy to do this. We have not seen, we only see on TV CNG vehicles. It's not in my village. It's not around where I live. It's not, I don't know where those vehicles are. Are you get what I'm saying? We hear so many stories that they show us. Where are these things? Right? So please, let them be sincere. We are all Nigerians.
Now, Dr. Weke, you said something that the able minister shouldn't talk to us now. Maybe he can come back later after the post-end bad governance. Do you see Nigerians bringing this protest to an end after the 10th of this month? Because so far, the president has not said something that captured the heart of Nigerians. So it seems the protest is taking a different dimension. So do you see them just quenching it?
No. They have to stop, because the initial notice you gave to government was
the 10th.
We cannot say that. We know our government is not doing well. We should not also join them. It's a social contract. We have given them, the managers, the leaders of the protest have said the 10th. At the expiration of 10th, it's expected that they now take a new form of action. So, can we...
By waiting?
Not really waiting. Maybe write letters to government maybe through their lawyers or other external bodies that are recognized by Nigerian government.
Okay.
Are you get what I'm saying?
Okay.
Asking them to a round table. It might not necessarily be around here in Nigeria. Are you get what I'm saying?
Okay.
There? Because if you now go look at what some are doing in the name of protest, you're asking citizens who are doing their legitimate business to come and join you and protest. And if they don't, you destroy their business items. Too bad. It is your right to protest. It is also the right of the citizen to either volunteer to protest or to show sympathy in another form.
Okay.
Are you get what I'm saying? Everybody must not come out with. You have shown to taking an inch ahead of the other citizens by going to the street to say, "Hi, government, you are not doing well." It is not also for you to encroach, to step off the right of the other citizen. That is very bad. So
right.
if at the expiration of the 10, they should do a letter to government that we are no longer part of this. But what we expect you to do now is this. Okay. Are you getting me? But one thing, whether or not, I keep saying it, this is happy trouble. It is a period, it's a momentous oxymoron. It is a time for this government and any other government for that matter to sit down and begin to think there is no longer political manipulations and propaganda all the time. Okay. That the people in the street are now aware. They are now understanding that this government is our government, this country is our country, and all of us must be in it together and get it work.
And do the needful. All right, the last story for today on education. Professor Olusegun Ajiboye, Registrar, CEO of the Teachers Registration Council of Nigeria, highlighted a global teachers shortage, with Africa, especially Nigeria, facing severe defeat. Speaking at the Krona's College of Education's 10th anniversary and 6th convocation, he urged Nigerian teachers to see themselves as global professionals and embrace technology. He noted significant teachers' mobility, with many Nigerian teachers moving abroad, and encouraged more Nigerians to join the teaching profession. Professor Chijioke Okowell, Executive Secretary of the National Commission for College of Education, praised Krona College for its quality teachers training and announced that Qualified Federal College will run specialized degree program by 2024-2025. The college provost, Dr. Olajumoke Alikuwa, celebrated the institution's growth and the global competitiveness of its graduates. Professor Chinedum Babalola, Vice Chancellor of the Chrisland University, emphasized the need for governments and stakeholders to promote and invest in quality education. I almost call it Professor. Dr. Weke, what do you think about the shortage of teachers? Yes, it was a lot of persons were crying out because it was more of doctors and nurses that moved out of Nigeria, and now teachers have joined. What do you think?
No, I think we have more shortfall of teachers
than nurses and doctors.
We should, because one would mean a teacher is somebody that has got a training around the education, faculty of education.
Exactly.
Yeah, so if you are teaching, the other angle of it might be a different scenario. Those in tertiary institutions who are involved in highly professional areas. That too, you require some teaching knack for you to fit into the classroom. But in all, whoever qualifies as a primary school teacher, secondary school teacher, must have undergone through teacher training. Teacher training can come from the National Teachers Institute or graduating from a college of education or faculty of education, right?
How long does this training last?
Like any other, 4 years. You're qualified a degree holder teacher.
Okay.
They also have the category of NCE. I don't know if it's still there. So that route, you become a teacher. And teachers' certificates are usually called, there's education to it, Bachelor of Education, BSc Ed or PE Ed.
Okay.
You understand? That affiliation must be to it. Or if you go further, you now have Masters in Education in that in particular area. Those who want to deviate from their core area and move to teaching, they will now have what we call postgraduate diploma in education. And you go on in that route. So if you don't have qualifications and around this area, what the Teachers Registration Council does is to certify you by giving you some what do you call it, some aptitude shut-ups, like you have to be tested, the competence of what you say you have learned as a teacher.
Okay.
Right? At the end of that period, they now certify you as a qualified teacher. That is what that council does. Otherwise, the route to becoming a teacher is that you should have a degree from Faculty of Education of any university that offers education courses, or from the Nigerian Teachers Institute. That is how to become a teacher.
So we have thousands of students that graduate from schools every year, right?
Yeah.
So does it mean that we do not have qualified teachers?
No, if you got what I said, if somebody graduates from Department of Journalism, if somebody graduates from Department of Accounting, you are a first class graduate in accounting, that doesn't make you a teacher.
Okay.
If you do accounting education, you must have learned accounting and how to teach accounting. That qualifies you to now go and teach accounting. Otherwise, for you to be able to teach accounting, you must go and do a training.
Again?
Yes, which is called postgraduate diploma in education. A training on how to teach the accounting that you've learned.
All right. Thank you so much, Dr. Wake.
Thank you very much.
It's always amazing having you in the studio.
Yeah, thanks.
All right. Thank you, our viewers. If you miss out, there are platforms for you to follow. I am Immaculata Irikana. You can join us on all our media platforms, Facebook and YouTube, Atlantic Television Network, Instagram and TikTok, Atlantic TV Network 1, X, Atlantic TV Net. You can also watch us live on our website, atlanticnetwork.tv, and all commercials are also welcome. You can check it out on the screen. Remember that peace and unity are the pathways to progress. Thanks for watching, and continue to watch ATN programs till we come your way next time. Good afternoon.